Ya la la la, ya la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la. Ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Can't hear you. Ya la 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 la. Ya la la la, ya la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I'm sure our ranks will increase as we get towards the normal 10:30 time. Yeah. But we're going with the build it and they will come. Let us build a sanctuary of gratitude and celebration and the sweetness of Shabbat. And kind of this, I think of this Shabbat as like it's a Shabbat of taking stock as we hear from leadership, years past and present, as they reflect on changes and special moments. So it's really a precious opportunity. Let's move to page 74. Remembering that Matovu, with this prayer, Matovu, comes an opportunity to transition from space outside the Beit Knesset to space inside, from the realm of the whole, the everyday, to the realm of the sacred. And I think with our devices and our busy lives, boundaries get blurred. Everywhere is my office, right? We're, it's all, but what a sacred opportunity to say, you know what, okay, I'm leaving that stuff out here, and whether it's through my posture, or my dress, or my mental state, I'm making a choice to create a sacred tent in this moment. A little bit of a bubble, which you have to move outside the bubble, but it's a beautiful thing to be able to enter into and to make that holy boundary. So Matovu begins on 74. Matovu, Matovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael, Matovu, Matovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael, V'ani berov chastecha, avo beitecha, eshtachave el har kodshecha, b'yiratecha, Matovu, Matovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael, Adonai ahavtiti, me'on beitecha, u'mekom mishkan kevodecha, mishkan kvodecha, v'ani eshtachaveh Bechra, Evracha Livnei Adonai, Osi, Matovu, Matovu, Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael.
In a moment, we'll offer a series of blessings and trying to fulfill this obligation of saying wow 100 times a day, right? The Talmud commands us to say 100 blessings a day. Baruch atah Adonai 100 times a day, which, in our modern language might be understood as I need to say wow 100 times a day. It's very much spiritual practice. When you were talking a moment ago, Tara, about a tent, a spiritual tent? Is that the term you used? I forget. What did you just say?
My short-term memory is
yeah,
diminished.
Exactly. But it
was good. I know
it was
really
very good. I liked it. But I want to just add to that, it's such an extraordinary thing, and it's this Shabbat. We have the story of the golden calf, but right before the golden calf and right after the golden calf, we are commanded to observe Shabbat. Ultimately, I think it's a bizarre thing that the ruler, the sovereign, is telling us your mode of showing your affection and worship is by not working. You actually have a teacher, colleague of ours, Steve Leader in Los Angeles. He once said, listen, would anyone like 49 days a year of additional vacation? I can give it to you. Who wants 49 days additional vacation? Everyone raises their hand. Done. You got it. Right? I mean, it takes a lot of work to make Shabbat happen. It's true. But it's such a striking thing. Most kings, when they command us to worship them in human history, have not asked us to take a day off. It's just not the way it went or goes. They tell us to work harder, make more bricks out of less straw. That was a month or two ago. Anyway, let's begin our spiritual practice by we begin with blessing for the body on page 76, and then we will move forward in our daily blessings. Let's start in the English. Is that right? You want to do that?
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Yeah.
Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who formed the human body with skill,
creating the body's many pathways and openings. It is well known before your throne of glory. that if one of them be wrongly opened or closed, it would be impossible to endure and stand before you. Blessed are you, Adonai, who heals all flesh, working wondrously.
Baruch atah Adonai, rofeh chol basar, umafli la'asot.
I'm feeling personally thankful for your ability to fly to Israel and back in a week, preach and lead Torah study. So thank you for your physical strength. It helps. It helps. Miracles of every. Actually, before we get to Nisim B'chol Yom, moving from the realm of the physical to the realm of the spirit, the realm of breath and purity. 78. Elohai Neshama. Elohai, Elohai, Neshama, Shenatata bi tehorahi. Ata yetzarta, ata nefachta bi. Ve'ata mishamra b'kirbi. Elohai, Elohai, Neshama, Shenatata bi tehorahi. So Shabbat is that chance to tap back into our essential purity. Whatever happened in this past week, even in this past moment, we can come back to center. It's right there, just a breath away. Nisim B'chol Yom, begin on page 80. A journey of awakening. We'll begin each bracha in Hebrew and bridge to the English and conclude with an amen. Join in any part you wish.
Page 80. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. And now the English. Who has given the mind the ability to distinguish day from night. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Who opens the eyes of the blind. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Who frees the captive. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Who lifts up the fallen. 82. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Who stretches the earth over the water. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Who strengthens our steps. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Who clothes the naked. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Who gives strength to the weary. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Who removes sleep from the eyes and slumber from the eyelids. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Who made me in the image of God. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Who has made me free. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Who has made me a Jew. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Who girds Israel with strength. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Who crowns Israel with splendor. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to engage with words of Torah. Amen.
So we are now going to begin this process of presidential reflection. which really, we said the blessing for Torah study, and that's really the Torah of this morning. Parsha Ki Tisa, in which we make the golden calf, is about so much, but indeed it is about leadership. There we have Moses on the mountain communing with God, vision, idealism, purpose, aspiration. And then you have Aaron on the ground floor trying to deal with people that want to make an idol and that are frightened and trying to meet the people where they're at and keep them satisfied even as we direct them towards God, and all those poles of leadership that we try to hold in whatever realm of our lives, certainly in religious community. And so to offer our first reflection, I call up Marge Cursius, she's here, well, I think she'll probably say who she needs no. So the directive was to offer a reflection on an important moment in your tenure as president. I'll invite everyone, if you haven't done so already, to say the years at which you served as president. Okay, Marge? The years, and perhaps a change that you helped to navigate.
Thank you. Frank just said to me as we walked in, it's your job to give the history of Temple Beth-El from 1929 to 1987. And I said, no way. But I will begin in 1982. When the invitation came to speak today, I accepted immediately and began to think about my 5 years as president of Temple Beth-El. However, a few days later came the instructions that we had 5 minutes to speak. How do you condense 5 years into 5 minutes? A minute per year. It was a difficult task, but I will begin at the beginning. At Rosh Hashanah services in September of 1982, sitting on the bima were Rabbi Davidson, Assistant Rabbi Deborah Hirsch, Cantor Barbara Ostfeld, and President Marjorie Cursius. 3 new people, all women. Quite a change. After the service, a few elder statesmen of our congregation were most unhappy with us, but we were not daunted. And I am proud to feel that the door was open to the women who would follow me in temple leadership. Between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, Rabbi Rudin died. Of course, it was a somber time for all of us and very, very sad. But shortly, a group of his dear friends approached us with the idea of building a garden in his memory. I quickly became a construction engineer, fundraiser, and site manager. Not an easy learning experience. With the help of consultants from the Rockefeller Center skating rink, roofing experts, feather rock dealers, the feather rock weighed many tons, landscape designers and gardeners, we did it. And in the end, it became what I will now call Marge's Folly. The leakage was endless, the planting could not survive in the containers, and it does not exist anymore. Fortunately, I was able to establish programs longer lasting than the garden. Our endowment fund and the membership and life membership programs began with the help and guidance of Bob Boaz. We commissioned a new Torah, and our scribe, Neil Yerman, was here for an entire year, teaching our students and families to actually write a word or letter on the parchment. For so many of us, it was a very emotional experience. The specially designed Torah covers with our name, Beth-El, were needle-pointed by a new generation of our congregation, both women and men. When Rabbi Davidson invited Reverend Ed Corley, to celebrate the legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. at a Shabbat service, Ed, whom I knew very well from PTA days, asked if we could make this an annual service along with his church. Today, it has expanded into a wider community experience, and we love the gospel choir and music in which we all participate. We welcomed the gay and lesbian community when John Hirsch and Herb Lyman came to me and requested membership as a family. They felt the need to become integrated, not isolated, and that Temple Beth-El would be the proper synagogue for them. We not only welcomed them and others, but our congregation was instrumental in developing and writing a resolution for the entire Reform movement supporting the gay and lesbian effort to be recognized. The resolution was passed unanimously at a Union of American Hebrew Congregations convention. And as an aside, just this morning, I heard that a Southern Methodist convention was being held in St. Louis, and the first thing on their agenda was to try to figure out whether they could accept the gay and lesbian community into their congregations. I think we were well ahead of time. Locally and nationally, I was involved in the Reformed Jewish world. I served as chair of the Committee of Presidents of Large Congregations, 900 members or more, and on the District Maintenance of Union Membership Committee, otherwise known as MUM, and attended 9 or 10 biennial union conventions, where I not only led workshops, but also learned so much from other congregational leaders, scholars, political figures, and union staff. I would come back here with new energy, inspiration, program ideas, and friends to communicate with whenever problems arose. We had a great network and support system which benefited all of us. A French actress was quoted in the New York Times saying, "It's a great privilege in life to do what you love." I did love every minute of those 5 years. Whether it was sitting on the bima every Shabbat Eve and Shabbat morning to pray and sing, problem solving, learning and studying together at Torah Study, another program begun during my tenure, interacting with rabbis, educators, office and maintenance staff, and simply being here every day to say hello and how may I help. We worked diligently to maintain the highest standards, morally, socially, programmatically, set by our Reformed Jewish leadership, and had a respected position in Great Neck, which continues to this day. So I was given the privilege of loving my job, and I'm so happy to have become an elder stateswoman of a temple I love. And thank you very much.
Impressive. So because of women like you, our daughter has some great role models. Come on up, Adina, for Ashrei, which is on page 97.
אשרי יושב ביתך עוד יבוא חסלה
אשרי העם שככה לו, אשרי העם שאדוני אלוהיו.
תהילה ודוד ממך אולי המלך ברוך שמך לעולם ועד
בכל יום אברכך ועלה שמך לעולם ועד.
גדול אדוני ומהולל מאוד ולגדולתו אין חקר
דור לדור ישבח מעשיך וגבורותיך יגידו.
הדר כבוד הודיך ודברי נפלותיך שיחה
וזוזנותיך יאמרו גדולתך ספרנה.
זכר רב טובך יביאו וצדקתך ירננו
חנון ורחום אדוני ערך אפיים וגדל חסד.
טוב אדוני לכל ורחמיו על כל מעשיו
יודוך אדוני כל מעשיך וחסידיך יברכוך.
כבוד מלכותה יאמרו ובורותך ידברו.
להודיע לבני אדם גבורותיו וכבוד אדם מלכותו.
מלכותך מלכות כל עולמים וממשלתך בכל דור ודור.
סומך אדוני לכל הנופלים וזוקף לכל הכפופים.
עיני כל אליך ישברו ואתה נותן להם את אוכלם בעיתו.
פותח את ידיך משביע לכל חי רצון.
צדיק אדוני בכל דרכיו וחסיד בכל מעשיו.
קרוב אדוני לכל קוראיו לכל אשר יקראו באמת.
רצון יראה ויעשה ואת שבתם ישמע ויושיעם.
שומר אדוני את כל אוהביו ואת כל רשעים ישמיד.
תהילת אדוני ידברך בי ויברך כל בשר לשם קודשו לעולם ועד.
ואנחנו נברך ים מעתה ועד עולם. Hallelujah. Psalm 150, page 100.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 b'kodsho, hallelujah, b'ki'auzo, hallelujah, b'gudotav, hallelujah, kerov gudlo, hallelujah, 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 b'tei kashofar, hallelujah, b'never v'chinor, hallelujah, b'tov u'machor, hallelujah, b'minim be'ukav, hallelujah, 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 b'tziltzilei shama, hallelujah, b'tziltzilei truah, kol hanshama te'alel Yah, hallelujah, hallelujah. So the next president who will speak is Frank Abrams. Sorry I didn't give you a lot of warning as to when you were coming. Just kind of keep the adrenaline pumping. And one of my favorite things is just watching you sing. So it's perfect that you're coming after Hallelujah.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thank you, Marge, for all you did and continue to do, and for relating the history of your 5 years, if not for the entire years before you. Following Marge Curtius's presidency, Stephen Limmer, Roger Tillis, and Shelley Limmer took the helm. They are not here today, so we are a good 14 years later. It is now 2001, and in the latter part of Shelley's term, our temple decided to renovate our religious school building and had chosen the noted architect Beyer Blinder Bell for the project. I was asked whether I would accept the presidency. There didn't seem to be any clouds on the horizon, so I accepted. I was to be elected at the board meeting in late June. We had a gala dinner for Shelley in early June, and a few days later, I got a phone call. You better come down to the temple. It's on fire. Yes, the fire we always call the devastating fire had destroyed the nursery and religious school building and heavily damaged the offices and public spaces. And this chapel, which already had crumbling stucco walls and leaky, dirty windows, suffered significant smoke damage. Luckily, no one was hurt. Our member, Keith Rabinowitz, rescued all our Torahs, and various congregants took them home for many months of safekeeping. I still remember walking through the smelly building and seeing the nursery school plastic cozy coops actually melted into strange shapes. It was really sad. I remember standing on the terrace outside the chapel entrance with Rabbi Jerry Davidson, greeting congregants who came for mutual support. That summer, we made plans. The nursery school would be housed in trailers in the parking lot. The religious school would relocate at St. Aloysius' school, which we renamed Beth-El. The offices moved temporarily to office space at 98 Cuttermill Road, graciously supplied by Shari and David Isaacowitz. The only usable space we had here was the sanctuary and the Oneg room, which we used for all our meetings. I used to say we were a one-room schoolhouse temple. As fast as we could, we created office space in the basement and occupied it for a couple of years. Then, just 3 months later, in 2001, came 9/11. We had a very large memorial service a few days later, attended by hundreds and hundreds of people who came to commiserate and mourn as a community. Yom Kippur in 2001 was September 27. I knew my first presidential address had to be upbeat and encouraging. I chose the metaphor of the New York Yankees. Remember, this was a long time ago. I said something like, the New York Yankees have a long tradition of excellence in personnel and in team spirit. Now suppose Yankee Stadium burned down. Would the Yankees be any different? No. They would be playing elsewhere, but they would be the same excellent team with the same players, manager, staff, attitude, and success. Temple Beth-El has a long tradition of excellence with a history of excellent and inspiring clergy, devoted lay leadership, and supportive congregants. We are still that temple. We will rebuild, and we will maintain our excellence into the future. It wasn't quite that easy, and I do remember scores of early morning construction meetings, even some days when I commuted to my office, luckily across the street from Penn Station, came back to the temple for a midday meeting, got back on the train to the office. I learned more about construction than I ever wanted to know, meetings filled with nitty-gritty, like move this closet here, put a door here, reduce this, expand that, add a bathroom here, and on and on. But in the end, we had a brand new building, a new kitchen and function rooms, new offices, and a renewed chapel. We also redecorated the lower lobby, the Oneg Shabbat room, and the newly built social hall, courtesy of our then caterers, David and Florence Wilk. Necessity is the mother of invention, they say, and we invented a new temple building to house our temple family. My term ended in June 2006, and I enjoyed a well-earned retirement for a few months until I was asked to chair the Senior Rabbi Search Committee. That's another job that turned out to be a lot more difficult than it looked, taking the better part of 3 years. But that's on Nina's watch, which you'll hear about soon. I look back on those 5 years working closely with Rabbi Davidson and Cantor Hest as a rewarding experience that changed my life for the better. I'm glad I was privileged to do it, but I'm glad to be an elder statesman too. Thank you.
We rise for the Baruch Hu 108.
Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch
Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed, le'olam va'ed. Yalelai lai lai, yalelai lai lai,
Yalalai lai lai, yalalai lai lai,
yalelai
yalalai
lai
lai lai,
lai,
yalalai lai lai, yalalai lai lai. 111 in the middle.
You are praised,
who rolls out the rough, raw clay of the universe into delicate vessels of light, and from nothing at all we could perceive in a world that is
old,
a shimmering new creation right before our eyes, made this moment just for us. How much of life reveals your presence? How much Torah unfolds from each new flower, from each new wave that breaks upon the sea? You are praised, who forms from the clay that cloaks our lives, the delicate vessels which contain our light. Baruch atah Adonai,
Yotzer HaMeorot, page 112.
v'ha'er einenu, in the middle of the page. והאר עינינו בתורתך, ודבק ליבנו במצוותיך, ויחד לבבינו לאהבה וליראה את שמך, ולא נבוש ולא ניכלם ולא ניכשל לעולם ועד, כי בשם קודשך הגדול והנורא בטחנו, נגילה ונשמחה, נגילה ונשמחה בישועתך. והביאנו לשלום מארבע
כנפות הארץ,
תוליכנו כל מיעוט לארצנו, כי אל פועל ישועות אתה, ובנו בחרת, וקרבתנו לשמך הגדול. סלע באמת להודות לך ולייחדך באהבה. ברוך אתה אדוני הבוחר בעמו, ישראל באהבה. שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד. ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד.
Please be seated. 116.
116. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך. Continuing on the middle of 119, in the middle, as we consider the tzitzit, the fringes of our lives, of our garments. Together, life without integrity is like loosely hanging threads, easily fraying from the main cloth, while in acts of piety, we learn to understand that every instant is like a thread raveling out of eternity to form a delicate tassel. We must not cast off the threads, but weave them into the design of an eternal fabric. Each day points to eternity. The fate of all time depends upon a single moment. 118, bottom paragraph. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם Adonai Elohechem Emet. Now calling up President Nina Koppelman.
It is an honor to share this 90th anniversary Shabbat with you and to have the opportunity to reflect on my Temple presidency and my 65-year connection with Temple Beth-El. In the spring of 2005, I received a call from Rabbi Davidson's executive assistant. She said the rabbi had something he wanted to discuss with me. I waited for the day of the meeting with curiosity and anticipation. I had known Jerry Davidson since he was our assistant rabbi and I was a teenager. He was married to the sister of my childhood best friend. I was currently treasurer of the temple and on the board of trustees. Rabbi Davidson and I had history. The day of the meeting arrived, and after filling each other in on the status of our expanding families, he said, I will be retiring in 2007, and with your business background and strong and long family history with the temple, I would like you to consider being the next temple president. I knew that Frank was going to retire after 5 years of service, but I had no idea that I was even being considered to succeed him. I said, I am so very honored by your faith in me, but I am not sure that this is the best time. You know, I have an aging father, a husband with multiple sclerosis, and a full-time job. I am afraid that this would be too much for me and my family. And this was the rabbi's response. I want to remind you of Mordecai's words to Esther. You cannot remain silent at this time. And who knows whether you have not attained your current position for such a time as this. I said, I will talk it over with Bill and let you know. I walked out of his office bewildered and humbled. My rabbi had compared me with the courageous Esther. How could I possibly say no? Bill was encouraging and had only one request. Frank, at times, because of his wonderful voice, would stand in for the cantor during Erev Shabbat services. Bill said, "Just promise me you will not sing." And so I said okay, and embarked on a 3-year term as president of this congregation. My presidency was a time of transition. My goals were to honor our temple's past, to reaffirm our core values, and to create a path for the future. The first year was focused on honoring Rabbi Davidson's legacy. There was concern about the impact that his retirement would have on the congregation. It was my responsibility to reassure the congregation and the temple leadership that its strength lies not in one individual, not in the president of the temple, but it lies in the commitment as a congregation to the Jewish values that have been our historical cornerstone, and in the loving support that we give each other on a daily basis. Together with the congregation, I maneuvered my way through the uncharted waters of transition, evaluation, and planning for the future. I formed a search committee chaired by Frank, which was responsible for finding a new senior rabbi. With a history of only 2 senior rabbis over the course of the last 75 years, we were not willing to compromise. Through the valiant efforts of Frank and the search committee, after 2 years of dedication, we found the perfect candidates in Rabbi Feldman. As our history has shown, we are willing to act in innovative ways, which now included hiring a married couple to share the title of senior rabbi. During the months after the Feldmans agreed to join us, we spent quite a bit of time getting to know each other through phone calls and emails. With each communication, I became more and more certain that we had made the right choice. During my presidency, I got to know so many congregants and was encouraged by their confidence, gratitude, commitment, and patience. Most importantly, I learned that being a successful president requires teamwork. I am forever grateful to all those who supported, challenged, and taught me so much by their example. At the end of each of my Yom Kippur speeches, I read this quote from Rabbi Rudin, which once again I would like to share with you. This temple is a good place. It is good for fellowship with other Jews, for prayer and communion with God, and the lifting of the Spirit. It is a wordless kind of knowledge, just to drive by this house and to know that it is there, not the brick and mortar, but to see it, the sanctuary, and to be aware of its enduring influence. Temple Beth-El has enriched my soul since I was a child, and it is my hope that in some small way, my leadership has helped to enrich yours. Shabbat Shalom.
We continue with Mika Mocha on page 122. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Now the Hebrew. Mi chamoch ba'elim Adonai, mi kamoch nehedar b'kodesh, nora tehiloto sefele, nora tehiloto sefele. שירה חדשה, שיבחו גאולים, לשמחה שפת הים. יחד כולם הודו, והמליכו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. So I now invite up Leslie Abrams, not too much of a break between speakers, but actually that really fits because Nina and Leslie, you worked in such synergy. I remember talking to you. Did we even have international service? I guess we did. No, we Skyped from our Jerusalem apartment with both of you.
How wonderful and special is it for me to be part of this incredible group of presidents. Shabbat Shalom. Tara said that the stated theme for today is a moment of transformation in our presidential tenure. In July 2009, when I became president, it must have seemed to the congregants that our whole temple was transformed. A new president, brand new rabbis, not only one, but two, a job-sharing married couple, no less. A new executive director, Alan Goldsmith, if you remember him, and of no small importance, no one in charge of maintenance of the building. In June, Nina and I had just been through the difficult firing of our maintenance chief, who claimed he was the only one who knew anything about the building and was irreplaceable, and also gave me good reason to feel threatened. He let me know that he knew where I lived, and for years I looked over my shoulder every time I entered my garage. So, all of us were new to our jobs and finding our way that summer, and I, being the only one of this group with experience at Temple Beth-El, tried to mesh the many new moving parts into a smoothly functioning temple. Meanwhile, I knew the clock was ticking on a big overhanging problem. Temple Beth-El had 2 construction loans totaling $7 million due in only 18 months. I went to bed each night worrying, where are we going to get $7 million? And composing letters in my head to strangers, begging for money to keep our synagogue open. Actually, I had the idea for GoFundMe, but it was just too early in the internet age. In my professional life, I had been director of alumni affairs at Queens College, responsible for creating goodwill and cultivating donors, fundraising, and running large events. And I had been chair of the development committee at Temple Beth-El. So before I became president, I accompanied Rabbi Davidson, Stephen Limmer, Roger Tillis, Gary Slobin, and others when they met with prospective donors of large gifts. Among the potential donors we visited was a New York City real estate developer named Leonard Litwin. When the Rabbis Feldman arrived, we set up opportunities for them to meet some of our distinguished congregants. We would invite Mr. Litwin. I still couldn't call him Lenny. I still can't. He's my angel and everything else, but Mr. Litwin. We would invite him for coffee at Mayor's office. Gary Slobin, my main man, We have a lot of memories, don't we? Joined Mayor and me at Mayor's office when we invited Mr. Litwin. I baked cookies for these occasions. We always had nice chats. Later on, when I had a closer relationship with Mr. Litwin, some said I charmed him, and we spoke on the phone. Many times, the phone suddenly went dead, signaling that he had stated his business and was done. Fortunately, that was often preceded by, "Dear, my man will deliver a check to your house." Click. But we were afraid to ask for a really big gift from this impeccably dressed, quiet, self-effacing billionaire who we had been told had given others hundreds of thousands, but never millions. At a meeting that first summer, I got an idea. I offered to walk Mr. Litwin to the door. In the elevator, I mentioned I was so worried about our outstanding $7 million loan, and I got up the courage to say, "I wish I had something to announce at the High Holy Days." Well, a week before Yom Kippur, he called and said, "I will offer you a challenge. I will match whatever money you raise and give you up to $3.5 million if you can raise $3.5 million. Whatever you raise, I will double." Mr. Litwin was the answer to my prayers. Now I knew where we could get the $7 million. That Yom Kippur, I was beyond thrilled to announce to the congregation the start of the Litwin Challenge. I remember after my speech, one couple I didn't know came up to me and pledged $10,000. And another couple I did know told me they were pledging $10,000 in my honor. These are among my most meaningful and touching moments, knowing that we were on our way to paying off the loan. And so we quickly got to work. I asked Jackie and Andy Aaron and Ina and Mark Kupferberg to chair the campaign. We set up committees for the various giving levels, and we got scores of people involved in meeting the challenge. Mayor and Tara, you were very busy too. There were many meetings, phone calls, and gatherings in various houses. We asked all congregants to pitch in and contribute some amount. With lots of hard work, the help of the congregation, and the great generosity and caring of Leonard Litwin, we paid off our $7 million loans on time and became debt-free. Every president brings something different to the job, which is filled with many challenges. As for me, I cherish getting to know the congregants, making them feel welcome, and helping to solve some problems. I loved looking out from the bima and thinking about the people out there and their families. Serving as president of Temple Beth-El was truly a rewarding and fulfilling blessing for me. I love Temple Beth-El, and I'm deeply grateful and honored to have served as president. So, when does one become an elder statesman?
Leslie is definitely a statesperson, but not elder.
Meeting us at our home as the moving truck arrived when we were coming straight from Ben Gurion.
June 2nd, 2009.
You were the graceful bridge that enabled us to acclimate, no question. We rise for the Amidah 124.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני מחיה הכל אתה רב להושיע משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידו מלך מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל 130 נקדש את שמך בעולם כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום ככתוב על יד נביאך וקרא זה אל זה ואמר קדוש 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 אדוני צבאות מלוך כל הארץ כבודו אדיר אדירנו אדוני אדוננו מאדיר שמך בכל הארץ ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו, הוא מלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ורחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם. אלוהי ציון לדור ודור הללויה לדור ודור נגיד גודלך ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש בשבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. We continue on our own, seated or standing, as is your custom, and we'll meet up again on page 142.
עושה שלום במרומו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Oh, say shalom bimroma. הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו
Ron Epstein.
Harsh transition. I thought you would do it.
A very good morning to all of you. Shabbat Shalom. So it really is such an incredible honor for me to share the Bima on this special Shabbat morning with such past presidents as Marge Cursius, Frank Abrams, Nina Koppelman, Leslie Abrams, not to mention all 15 previous and past presidents. Being included in the same sentence with those folks is a bit surreal for me. Their support and wisdom and friendship has been incredibly meaningful throughout these 6 years as president of this incredible congregation. As I sat to prepare these remarks, reflecting on my time here as president, I began to realize just how incredibly fortunate I've been. I have had, thank God, no tragic fire to rebuild from. Poo, poo, poo. Absolutely. Well, knock on wood 3 times as well. No strangling debt to climb out from under. No beloved senior rabbi to replace. Now, that is not to say that we haven't had our share of challenges. We have. Budgets to balance, contracts to negotiate, policy reviews, staffing concerns, worship meetings, building maintenance and security, fundraising, and, of course, the ever-changing demographics that are Great Neck, just to name a few. Countless hours and late-night meetings, making sure Beth-El is always here for you, our Kehila Kadosha, our sacred community. Together with my amazing sport team of administration and lay leaders, we've done some great work. We've secured the tenure of our beloved senior rabbis. We've brought on our amazingly talented cantor and associate rabbi, Vlad Anelli. We've revitalized our religious school and early childhood education center. We've upgraded our facilities infrastructure and enhanced security. We've put our financial situation on solid footing, and we are now working diligently on securing the temple for the generations yet to come. I'm certainly proud of all the work that we've done here and what we've accomplished. Mostly, however, I think not about what we've done together for Beth-El, but rather, to paraphrase the famous words of another president, what Beth-El has done for me. Back in early 2013, when I was first approached, initially by Rabbi Meir, to potentially take on the role of president as Leslie was stepping down, I left. I left hysterically over a beer at the Old Mushroom, Sip City at the time. And I told the mayor, it's not for me. I have a family, a wife, I have 2 teenage sons, I have a career. I don't have the time for this. And moreover, I don't have the historical memory here at Beth-El. I was only a member at that time for 15 years, 14, 15 years. And Mayor said to me, Ron, you're the perfect person for this. He said, and moreover, aside from being the perfect person for this, this is going to change you. This is going to change you in ways that you have no idea, that you can't imagine. After many, many conversations with Leslie, certainly with Nina, they suggested the same thing. This will change you. You'll see. So I relented, and I eventually said yes. You know, one of the most poignant aspects of my role as president is when I receive an email from our clergy each time we suffer the loss of someone in this community. It alters one's perspective. It truly alters one's perspective. To hear about congregants or relatives of congregants who have passed away, a parent, a sibling, a spouse, God forbid a child, their empty seats in our sanctuary and chapel leave a gaping hole in our hearts. It has afforded me an incredibly unique window into Beth-El's profound pastoral care. It's humbling, truly humbling, to realize how often one of our clergy sits at a bedside, in a hospital, in a hospice, or a living room, easing someone's final days. To witness the hours they spend with the family before the funeral, collecting life stories and cherished memories, helping talk through the sadness and quite often the shock of bereavement. Theirs is a sacred assignment which they meet with unfailing sensitivity, attentiveness, and grace. This touched very close to me and my family with the untimely passing of my sister just a little over a year ago. Our clergy, along with the touching support of so many of you, lifted our family when we could not lift ourselves. It was the essence of community. And just as our clergy and staff drop everything to tend to our pain, they are equally there to enhance our celebrations. Makers of memory, creating moments that become some of the most indelible snapshots of our lives. The nursery school toddlers blessing their first challah, the B'nai Mitzvah proudly chanting Torah on the bima, confirmation teenagers standing proudly in their white robes, the wedding couple under a beautiful chuppah, the conversion ceremonies where our rabbis welcome new Jews, and the baby namings welcoming new life. This morning, I cannot help but look back on these past near 6 years as president without acknowledging the profound impact this experience has had upon me. Standing alongside not only of our learned clergy, but of our gifted congregants, observing their incredible devotion to causes, experiencing their talents, and sharing of their wisdom, I have been continually inspired and enriched by this experience. Family and friends alike, those most close to me, have all conveyed privately how they have observed a noticeable change in me. Now, I'd like to think I wasn't that bad to begin with. Nonetheless, more measured, more thoughtful, certainly more spiritual. Without a doubt, the challenges have been great, but the rewards have been much, much greater. It has been a time of deep introspection and of great personal growth. So I offer to all of you, I offer to our dear clergy, our wonderful past presidents, all the lay leadership here, and our congregants at large, my heartfelt thanks for allowing me this opportunity to serve as your president. It has been an amazing honor and an incredible privilege. So thank you very much.
Okay, time to bring out the Torah.
So for the honor of opening the ark, calling up the Lowenkrans, Nancy and Alan, and our Torah holders this morning, the Kessners, Gary and Marcy. We rise.
I also want to ask Stu Limpert to come up, help me with a task as the Gabbai. Coming up, Stu. And Alan, Nancy, where are you? Are you? Oh, there you are. Got it. Go on.
244. Ein kamocha va'Elohim Adonai, ve'en kema'asecha, malchutecha malchut kol olamim, u'memshaltecha bechol dor v'dor. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai yimloch leolam vaed, Adonai oz le'amo yitein, Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom. Av harachamim heitiva bertzoncha et Zion. Tivne chomot Yerushalayim, Tivne chomot Yerushalayim, ki lecha levad batachnu, melech elam v'nisa Adon olamim.
Ki mitzion.
Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, udevar Adonai meYerushalayim.
248.
Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah, Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah, le'amo Yisrael
Bikedushato.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Go down. Bring it down.
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu,
Kadosh Shemo. Gadlu l'Adonai iti, u'neramema Shemo yachdav. Lecha. You want to follow her? Follow her. You can follow him. Hagevura v'atiferet be'anetzach ve'ahon, ki chol b'shamayim u'ba'aretz, ki chol b'shamayim u'ba'aretz, lecha Adonai hamamlacha
Avi na'aseh
lechol eror. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, ma'olam, amen. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim. I can't when I'm singing. Al shlosha devarim, העולם, העולם עומד.
על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. על התורה ועל העבודה
ועל גמילות חסדים. לא יישא גוי אל גוי
We
חטא.
put this down on the table.
לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא יישא
גוי אל גוי חרב. ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב.
לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה.
לא יישא גוי אל גוי חרב.
לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. You may be seated. We will be reading this morning from chapter 33 of the book of Exodus. If you want to grab a chumash, there's lots of them of all flavors just outside the chapel doors.
For the first aliyah, the chanting of the first aliyah, Andy Miller, I saw you before somewhere, Andy, there you are, come on up. The reading of the Torah, he'll be on, as Tara said, chapter 33, verse 1.
And for the honor of this first aliyah, I want to call up all the presidents and their families, because it's really a family affair. The wind beneath the presidential wing. So any past presidents and any family members that schlepped here this morning to honor. And if stairs are hard, we can be a little on the floor, whatever. Oh yeah, your brother Dan. One, two, three. Baruch Adonai Baruch Adonai Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher barakanu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Vayidaber Adonai el Moshe, lech ale mitzei ata, v'ha'am asher ha'alita me'eretz Mitzrayim, el ha'aretz asher mishpahati le'Avraham, liYitzchak, u'liYaakov, le'mor litzaracha et nana. V'shalachti lefanecha malach v'gerashti, et haknaani ha'amori v'chachiti v'chachpritzi v'chachivi v'yivosi. El eretz zavat chalav udvash kilo e'ele b'kirbecha ki am kishe eref etenef atam achalecha baderech. V'yishmo ha'am et hadav davar ha'eretz hazeh v'yit ba'alu v'lo shito ish adyo elev. Alav.
First time since your bar mitzvah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, turn it over. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu torat emet v'chayei olam natan b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen. So as the opening of our parsha teaches, we are counted by what we give, by the contributions we make. And may the contributions that you have given those shared this morning and the countless others that keep us afloat. May they nourish your neshamas, your collective neshamot, and may this community continue to be one that sustains you, in which you feel honored and loved, and which gives you a sense of purpose and meaning in all the chapters and seasons of life. Amen. It's beautiful to watch a yad go across the parchment knowing that it's also a surgeon's hand, a piano playing hand. It's really, I was thinking, wow, those are some talented sinews. Allison Wadowski will be reading Torah for our second Aliyah, which will begin on verse 5 of chapter 33. And for this Aliyah, didn't give you warning, but this is Birkat HaGomel. Birkat HaGomel is if you've been through something, even in the last year, gone through an experience that you've come out of successfully. Maybe it's a surgery, maybe it's a plane flight, maybe it's just getting out of bed and to work and home again. If anyone would like to say Birkat HaGomel for any reason, if not, I have plenty of reasons to say it. We'll help you with the Hebrew. A prayer affirming thanks for having gotten through something. Birkat HaGomel. Going once. Going twice. Do, 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 do. Yes, Sandy. And you don't have to say what it is out loud. It can be private. Oh, you want to say it? Okay. Beautiful. Come on over this side. It's a little easier.
Everyone's in perfect condition here,
So-
Sandy, just you.
Okay.
1, 2.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamavarach. Baruch Adonai hamavarach leolam va'ed. Baruch Adonai hamavarach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam. Asher bacha banu michol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah. Amen.
Amen. Vayomer Adonai El Moshe Emor El Bnei Yisrael Atem Am Kashe Oref Rega Echad Ele Vikir Becha Vehiliticha V'tahored Eidcha Me'alecha Ve'ada Ma Esela Vayitnatzlu B'nei Yisrael et Edyam Mechar Chorev Umoshe Yichach et ha'oel V'natalo Michutz L'machane Harchek min ha'chane V'kara lo Ohel Moed V'haya Kol Mevakesh Adonai Yetze El Ohel Moed Asher michutz lemachane v'haya ketzet Moshe el ha'oel yakumu kol ha'am v'nitzvu ish petach ohalo v'tibichu archei Moshe ad bo'u ha'oela.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen. Do you want to say what you
Oh, I moved. Everybody knows I moved.
She moved, which is, as anyone who has ever moved, that is something to to survive. So this is the blessing. You're going to say these words after me. And there's a little thing we're going to say underneath. Don't worry, I'll guide you. We're at the bottom of 253, where it says Thanksgiving blessing, 253. Okay. So,
Oh, I'm supposed to read it?
No, you just listen. Do it.
Oh, okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam Sheg Malani Kol Tov.
So you just said, Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, who's bestowed goodness upon you. And we reply, let's do it in the English. Amen. May the one who has bestowed goodness upon you continue to bestow every goodness upon you forever. So may your courage to take this risk and start a new chapter, even though it's one that's hard for us, may you go from strength to strength, and just in your work as a docent at the Met or grandmothering or all the other amazing things you do. Keep coming back for Torah study, please. Okay. Our next Torah reader is Daria. Come on up. And this will be a Misha Berach Aliyah. So if you have someone you're thinking of, channeling some of the strength of Birkat HaGomel that we just did, anyone you're thinking of in need of healing, come on up for this Aliyah. Okay? I'm sure we all have people in mind. If you're not able to make it all the way up here, and you can, of course, prayers are accepted from anywhere in the world or in the Rudin Chapel, but come up if you're able.
We're on verse 9.
Amen. Vehaya kevo Moshe ha'ohela yeret amud ha'anan ve'amad petach ha'ohel. V'diber im Moshe. V'ra'a kol ha'am et amud ha'anan omed petach ha'ohel. V'kam kol ha'am Vaishtachenu ish petach ha'aholo. V'diber Adonai el Moshe panim el panim ka'asher yedaber ish el ra'ehu. V'shev el hamatana hamachane umesharto Yehoshua bin Nun Na'ar Lo Yamish Mitoch Ha'ohel.
You'll stay up, please, bringing all these beloved names and spirits into your mind as we offer Misha Berach on 253. Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Lehimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu Mekor HaBaracha Ve'avoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. So the verses that were just read were about these moments when Moshe would commune with God. And we know when he would come away from those conversations, his face would be shining. So never underestimate the power of communion and of all the ways you reach out to the people you love and let them know that they're not alone in their pain. May they and you come away with a shining face from those encounters, and may we each find ways to bring healing to one another. Amen.
Amen. Come down.
Our next Torah reader is
Jenny.
Ms. Jennifer Kleinberg.
As Jenny comes up, I want to just add a thought. The verse that Daria just read, one of the verses, V'diber Adonai el Moshe, God said to Moshe, and then how did it happen? Panim el panim, face to face. What does that mean? What does it mean, face to face? What do you mean? God doesn't have a face, I thought. God is without a being, a body, a material. How does that happen? So one of the great insights of the Torah, and sort of turns our thinking upside down, the rabbis bring this kind of analogy, or they say that all the prophet, Moses was the prophet who had the greatest connection to God. All the prophets, they had something called an aspect gloria. I think it's a Greek word. An aspect gloria. I sort of imagine, what are those little lenses you look through, and what's it called? It's a kaleidoscope, yeah. So all the prophets had a kaleidoscope, an aspect gloria. And all the prophets, they were clear that they could see what was at the other end of their aspect gloria. That was the quality of their prophecy. For Moses, he also had an aspect gloria. What clarity did Moses arrive at through looking at his kaleidoscope? This is how the rabbis understand the height of intimacy. What did Moses see? It was unclear. For Moses, looking through this kaleidoscope left him unclear. You get the idea? Like, panim al panim, face to face. I get every little jot and tittle. I understand it perfectly. Except that's not what apparently the Torah means according to the rabbis. To really know someone is to recognize what we don't know, how much we don't know. Panim el panim is to live in a radical state of maybe humility. Okay.
So for this aliyah, if you're thinking of someone who you're in mourning for, maybe it's a yortzeit, maybe you're in the first year, or for any other reason, maybe their presence is just coming to you this morning. This is in memory of anyone who has passed. So, I think one thing, according to what Mayor just said, is, we keep discovering our loved ones, sometimes even after they're gone, the lessons, the legacy. So anyone for just in honor in memory of someone. If not, we'll do your dad. We'll definitely include in addition to your dad. So come on up for this aliyah. You can double dip.
Yehuda. Okay. We're all honoring the memory of a loved one. All of us is honoring, each of us is honoring the memory of a loved one. So hold in your mind your loved ones who you want to bring to this moment. We'll feel it up here. Jenny will be beginning on verse 12. Yeah. That's the Holy One calling. Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech
Vayomer Moshe El Adonai Re'ata Omer Eli Ha'al Etam Hazeh Ve'ata Lo Hodatani Et Asher Tishlach Imi Ve'ta Amarta Yadaticha V'Shem V'gam Matzata Chen B'Einai Ve'ata Imna Matzati Chen B'Einecha Hodieni Na Et Zerachecha Ve'da'acha Lema'an Emtachen B'Einecha Ure'ei Ki Amcha Hagoy Hazeh Ve'omar Panai Elechu V'chanichoti Lach Ve'omar Elav Ha'am Al Panei Im Ein Panach Holchim Al Ta'aleinu Mizeh Uvemeh Yevadai Efo Ki Matzati Chen Be'enecha Ani Ve'amecha Hello V'alachtecha Imanu V'niflinu Ani Ve'amcha Mikol Ha'am Asher Al Pnei Ha'adama
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam na'eh Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. May you and we continue to feel the presence of our loved ones. May their legacy be a teaching and a presence for us always.
I really would like, I came up for this Aliyah because I want to acknowledge and remember a giant of our reform movement, Al Vorspan, who died 1 week ago today. He was a friend of ours, of mine. He was also a wonderful friend of this congregation, and he was a friend of Rabbi Davidson's, of course. But most of all, he was a man of such integrity. He was a man of such conviction. He was such a man of such action that he inspired all of us. He was the founder of the Commission on Social Action. He was the founder of the RAC, the Religious Action Center in Washington. And he stood and he marched with Martin Luther King. He was in jail. He just was a pillar of integrity. And he was an inspiration to all of us. So I just really wanted to say that.
Thank you,
Thank you so much.
Our next Torah reader is Tracy Feldman. And we'll give you also the blessing for the Aliyah blessing as well. So, Ta'amod, 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 Tamar Yael, Bat Iris for Stephen, La'Aliyah Hamishit, Chizki.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamavorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen. Vayomer Adonai el Moshe gam et hadavar Asher dibarta e'aseh, ki matzata chen be'enai, v'dacha v'Hashem. Vayomer, hareini na et kevodecha. Vayomer, ani avir kol tuvi al panecha. Verati v'Hashem Adonai lefanecha. V'chanoti et asher echon, v'chermeta et asher arechem. Vayomer lo, tokol lereut et panai ki, lo yereni ha'adam v'chai. Vayomer Adonai, hine makom iti, v'natzavta el hatzor v'chaya, ve'avor kivodi, v'simtika, v'nikrat hatzor, v'sachoti kapi alecha ad avri, v'hasorti et kapi, v'ra'ita et dorachai, ufanai lo yera'u. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'hayei olam nata b'tzochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. So before you step down, just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge all the powerful work you've done to really birth small groups with purpose here in our community. You worked for months and months on this, my right-hand woman. And in considering words of blessing for you, I just want to focus them on your Hebrew, the first of your two Hebrew names, Tamar, which is a date palm. And well, now with Mayor's vegan, very healthy diet, that's the only sweet he can really have. And they're pretty darn sweet. A little dark chocolate helps, but and you have brought incredible sweetness to this role. Another association of the date or date palm is that it casts this long shadow. Has this relatively straight trunk, and then going forward to cast this shadow far away. And I think of you as someone of incredible integrity and honesty. And lastly, I was thinking it's very interesting that the date and the date palm, they're interchangeable, the tree itself and the fruit. And sometimes people have really good results with the end part of what they do, but the process, how they got there is not necessarily connected to the end result. And with you, I feel that the fruit and the tree are together, that you bring the same dignity and passion to Torah chanting, to every detail to make a Touch Shabbat exquisite and beautiful, to a spreadsheet about small groups, to just showing up and praying. And that's an incredible gift. And so I'm looking forward to just lots more sweetness, especially with Torah chanting. So beautiful. And at so many other moments. So many, many thanks. Tamar Yael.
As of yesterday, Tracy hadn't started preparing this Torah reading. This is a real gift she has. Thank you so much.
Okay. While the Torah is still before us, we offer a blessing for our congregation. The Kupferbergs will come up for that. We're on page 258, Ina and Mark.
Source of all being, may the children of this community learn these passions from us: love of Torah, devotion in prayer, and support the needy. May we guide with integrity, and may our leadership be in your service. May those who teach and nourish us be blessed with satisfaction and may we appreciate their time and their devotion. Bless us with the fruits of wisdom and understanding, and may our efforts bring fulfillment and joy.
And actually, Mark, will you continue with the blessing for our nation? Let's join together with Mark on the blessing for our country, the bottom of 258.
O guardian of life and liberty, may our nation always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those who are in need. Keep our eyes open to the wonders of creation and alert to the care of the earth. May we never be lazy in the work of peace. May we honor those who have died in defense of our ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they govern with justice and compassion. Help us to all appreciate one another and to respect the many ways that we may serve you. May our homes be safe from affliction and strife, and our country be sound in body and spirit. Amen. I see Ina every day now as she's working on the gala, April 7th. Labor of Love. It's going to be awesome. Okay.
Tara, before we really wrap up, I want to say one additional word about the a verse that Tracy just chanted a moment ago. Moses says to God, I've done all that you've asked for me, and let me behold your presence. Hareini na et kvodecha. First of all, I said this at Torah study. If any of us has ever, I doubt that it happens in this room. You don't have to admit it if it has happened. But if any of us have ever actually had a question like God, faith, I doubt that happens in this room, right? But look, it's so Jewish. How do we know it's so Jewish to need more proof, to yearn for more understanding, more depth, more connection, more insight? Like God, yes, it's so Jewish to want more of that. And how do I know? Based on what do I make this claim? Moses is asking for it. And what is God's answer? It's an answer for us to put this in our pocket and take it with us everywhere we go. God says to Moses, Vayomer, God says, Ani avir, I will pass kol tuvi, all of my tuv, all of my tov, all of my goodness. I will cause path all of my tov before you. What's God not saying? God's not saying you're going to see my goodness. What it's saying is, I'm going to put it before you. It's your job. It's your responsibility. It's our opportunity. It's our privilege. It's our blessing to work at every moment we can to see kol tu vi, all of that good. Put this verse in your pocket. Take it with you everywhere you go. Okay.
For the honor and the challenge of husband.
Exactly.
Follow Gary Slobin and come on up, Aaronsons. Actually, you'll meet me right down there for the dressing of the Torah, Barbara and Bill. Okay, we're on the bottom of 252, and when the Torah rises, we will rise as well. Aaronsons, come on down here if you would. Yalla, can you help them? You down there. Yalla, 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 la 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 la, yalla, 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 la 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 la, yalla, la la la, yalla, yalla, la la. This one we need your help. Yalla, la la la, yalla, yalla, la.
Come on. La 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 la.
No, not the prayer for Israel. Ya la la, ya la la, la la, ya la 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 la. We remain standing 256 as we return the Torah. Eitz Chaim Hi. Eitz Chaim Hi. L'machazikim ba. Ve'tom me'ushar derachenam v'chol netivoteha shalom hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva Kadesh Yameinu Kekedem. If you're able, we remain standing for Aleinu 282. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, latet gedula liotze breshit, middle of the page. Shelo asanu kigoyei ha'aratzon, velo samanu kimishpachot ha'adama. Shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam. V'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch 287 V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol ha'aretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo May be seated. So we've begun to sort of experiment with the idea of offering some brief remembrances for specific people we're thinking of, and are particularly on non-B'nai Mitzvah Shabbatot, going to be inviting folks to share a little bit about someone for whom they're observing a yahrzeit. So I call up Erica Groshen, who's just going to offer a reflection on her father.
Well, my father died 35 years ago at the age of 57. And I was been thinking about what I would say and figuring out how to be brief because I grew up knowing that my father was not like anybody else's father. He was 6'7". He was Jewish, American, and we were living in Spain. My mother was a Southern Baptist from Arkansas. So there were a lot of different choices. Our lives, we were just sure we weren't like anybody else. And so I'll give you an example of one Sunday when it was, I think, 1959, and it was kind of hot. We were living in Madrid, and he decides, well, let's go on a picnic. So by then, he's 32. My mother, I guess, is 30. They have 4 children. I am about 4 or 5 years old, and we have a little car, an Austin America, for those of you who knows what that is, right? So the 6 of us were going to get in this car, although it's not going to be just a 6 because my father loved to hold court and have friends and all of that. So he invites his 2 best friends to come join us, who are also well over 6 feet tall, both of them married, and one of those couples has 2 kids also. So now we are 12 people that get into the Austin America, right? 6 large adults and 6 children, and we got in this car and drove for the mountains because it was my father's good idea that that's where we should be on this hot day. We got we got outside of the city before the car broke down. Right. And then spent the rest of the afternoon picnicking by the side of the road, figuring out how we were possibly going to get back into Madrid. And eventually some person in the town gave us a ride to a train that got us back into town. And the reason I remember this, beyond all of the stories, is because one of my father's friends was an artist who then drew this enormous cartoon about the event that hangs in our kitchen to this day. Right? So, but life with my father was an adventure in many ways. And I think sometimes that I really wish that my children had gotten to know him. But anyway, that's what I'm remembering today. Thank you.
Excellent.
So if you hear the name, so many precious memories, spoken, unspoken. If you hear the name of someone, you're thinking of the Shabbat. Please rise when you hear the name and remain standing. As Marge so eloquently shared, this week marks the passing of Al Vorspan, a man whom Rick Jacobs calls a prophet, really. And in the past 30 days, Arnold Glazer and the Yortsites this week for Geraldine Adler, Herman Fialkov, Belle Tellis Gaines, Edna Gellis, Sam Goodman, Irvin Groshen, Estelle Jaffe, Rose Kaffenbaum, Doris Kreisel, Arnold Levy, Zoya Leveeva, Myrna H. Miller, S. Stanley Kreutzer, Irene M. Springer, Jacob L. Stein, Jack Steinberg, Elsbeth Wilheimer, Rosalind Walk, and Josie Tanner. Any other names omitted or mispronounced for Kaddish? Kaddish Yatom is on 294. If it's your custom to rise, please do so. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah v'yalma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala v'zman kariv v'yimru Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei kudsha brichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'miran b'yalma v'yimru Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru Amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav Hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru Amen. May the one who creates harmony and peace and healing on high bring that to us, to all Israel, v'al kol yoshvei tevel, to all humanity. And we say one last time, Amen. So we stay up for Kiddush while I'm pouring the wine. Any announcements?
Couple thoughts. One is I want to just thank each of you Torah readers, Andy, Allison, Daria, Jenny, and Tracy. Amazing. I hope you know, I think you do, how much I love every Hebrew letter that comes out of your mouths. And that's a subtle or not so subtle way of nudging new people, additional people who have not taken
What
this.
about a man?
Andy did great.
Another
Andy and I
man.
are going to. By the
Come
way,
on,
Andy
you're
and
a
I are going to
Naksha.
learn the tropes. So any of you who want to, we're going to do that. That's number one. Number two, Merdad, I don't know. I don't see you now. Are you there? But I want to thank you for the lunch, you and Seppi, for our Kiddush lunch downstairs. And to mention that next month, March 23rd, is our next special Shabbat. March 23rd. It really will be a very special morning as I think a thought leader by any measure. Jonathan Haidt will be here. Jonathan Haidt is the best-selling author of actually two books. One is The Coddling of the American Mind, and two, The Righteous Mind. The Coddling of the American Mind? P? Is that right? Yeah, I think that's right. And two is The Righteous Mind. And he's going to be here next month, March 23rd. Please make it a highlight to join us for that as well. April 7, our gala celebrating our 90 blessed years, and I don't know if we added up all you presidents. I didn't do the arithmetic, but we're at a good number. So thank you incredibly for each and every one of you presidents who spoke and
lost
more
sleep,
importantly,
take a good Shabbat
yeah,
nap.
all of the love and wisdom you've given to Beth-El over the years.
Haidt's topic is why we're so divided on politics and religion.
He's actually
highly relevant.
He'll speak about that subject from here from the Bima, and then actually when we go downstairs for the Q&A, he's actually going to speak on his other book, his more recent book, The Coddling of the American Mind. It's very, very relevant to all of our young people. I'm confident that actually that morning we're going to have 5 teens chanting Torah, all of whom obviously are post-bar bat mitzvah, and talk about engaging and keeping folks involved. 5 teens at chanting Torah will be a wonderful thing. Okay.
So if you have any questions you want to ask our presidents over lunch, be thinking of them because there will be an opportunity.
Thank you, Shai, for the wings that you give us.
300 Vishamru.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
And then God rested, so can we.
וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. על כן ברך אדוני את יום השבת ויקדשהו לחיים
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri agafen.
Amen, amen.
Oh, the sacred bag. Okay. As I'm unwrapping it in a very non-loud manner, I'm going to invite Joy Polevsky to come up.
Oh, excellent.
Because Joy has done so much to sweeten our own
awesome.
eggs.
Yay.
Did you ever wonder how the upgrade happened? Why is there all this wonderful food always there, baked with homemade loving touches?
It's
because of Joy, along with the bakers, of course. Okay.
Not as the baker, but as the inspirer, the organizer of the baking.
And how sweet to have a staff member that's like, I really want to come for Shabbos. I've been here all week and I want to come for Shabbos to be with the community. It's a beautiful thing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Okay. Let's close with Hatikva. Since the Feldmans now have an Israeli citizen in the family, might as well. It is on page... I had it with a post-it note. 374 Hatikva at the bottom. Kol od ba'leva penima nefesh Yehudi homiha ulfatei mizrach Kadima Ayin Letzion Sophia Od lo avda tikvateinu Hatikva bat shnot alpayim Tam chofshi be'atzenu Eretz Zion Yerushalayim Liyotam chofshi be'atzenu Eretz Zion Yerushalayim. Shabbat Shalom. Return your prayer books to their spots. Meet you downstairs.
I love that. Shy, I love that. I love your haircut.